Hello, my name is Amber and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the rest of the books I've read in the month of June. So let's get started. The next book I read in the month of June was The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I read this because a lot of people had to read it for school and I never had to, and I kind of wanted to read another classic this month and my hold for it came up at the library. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I'm really upset that I hadn't reached for this book sooner, and you can definitely see the parallels between this book and the author's own life. Next, I read an e-arc for The Other Girl by Erica Spindler. One of the ones they actually just offered me based on another book that I had previously reviewed, and the synopsis sounded very interesting to me, so I went ahead and picked it up. Overall, I gave this book 3 stars. I feel like it was a little paint by numbers mystery-wise, and it left me going, was that all at the end? I feel like if they changed just 1 or 2 plot points, then maybe it would have been something different. However, I really didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping to, but the writing was gripping. The next book I read was Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. I actually owned this book, and that's why I ended up picking it up this month, and I felt like it was time to actually read it while Jane Eyre was still fresh in my mind. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I saw a lot of good parallels to Jane Eyre in it. However, it did take me some time to get into and did give me the it's getting a little long vibes, which is why I didn't end up giving it 5 stars despite really enjoying it. Next, I listened to the audiobook for The Couple Next Door by Shari Lapena. I ended up listening to this audiobook because I was in the mood for a thriller and my hold for it for the library came in. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. It was a pretty generic, forgettable, standard thriller. However, it was really fast-paced. Next, I read Tosh Hart's Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby. I picked this up because it was on my TBR for this month and I felt like it was time to read it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I think I really enjoyed it more having recently read Anna Karenina, which is what they were adapting in this book. However, I thought the pacing was a bit off at times, but I did really enjoy the ace rep in it. I read The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis. I'm actually reading them out of this bind-up. I'm actually reading them in chronological order, not publication order. Look, I've read for the series, so I feel like if I say anything, it'll spoil something, so I'm just going to leave it at I gave it 4 stars, and I'm really worried that I'm not going to enjoy the last 2 books. Next, I read When Dimple Met Rishi by Sindha Menon. This was on my TBR of this month, and I felt like it was time to pick it up. Gave it 4 stars. I am really excited to see what else this author publishes in the future. The pacing did feel a little bit off at times, and that's what kept it from getting 5 stars, but it was so stinking cute, so I really recommend this. I read Of Ginny and Aliens by Ryan Gibhart. I requested this as an e-arc from NetGalley, however, I ended up giving this book 2 stars. I was really here for the premise. Very early on, realizing I was going to be highly disappointed. It was so crude in the humor department, and I have never been into crude humor, and I don't think this book is actually YA because of the crude humor. I think it's a book like teenage characters, but it's not set for teenagers. The next book I read in the month of June was The Witches of Worm by Zilpa Ketley Schneider. I read this because it was part of my TBR and I haven't read it since I was a child. I ended up giving this book 5 stars and I still love it. It was a great reread from my childhood, and I really liked the premise, and I totally obviously loved it as much as a child as I do currently. Alright. That's everything I read That's everything that I read in the month of June. Tell me what you read in the month of June in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.